lock,
Yep.
which is strong. I got to learn that.
Uh-huh.
My light confirms are... I've got one. I've got one light confirm.
All right.
It's not even really a confirm. I can do jab short fierce uppercut.
Uh-huh. Oh, no DP there. I believe he just was messing it up. Good
Nice.
DP there. He's insistent. I like to see him leverage that now and go for the throw.
Got a little too cute with the shimmy jabs.
Shimmy jab. Can we just can that be a phrase? Stream?
The shimmy jabs.
Help me out. Just call it the shimmy jabs.
All right, axe kick, nice counter.
Can I get some more shimmy jabs? Ooh. Good pressure here.
All right. Yeah,
Good.
that was a little too telegraphed. Nice short EX fireball. Not sure about the back dash after that. Back throw, Psycho Axe. Too far away for the medium punch.
Oh, there you
Nice.
go. That conditioning paying off. Goes for another throw. Not so lucky that time. And that's going to be a lot of damage, but he drops the combo.
That could have been the round. With the meter that... Why weren't you blocking that?
Oh, good
Oh,
DP.
my God.
Oh, I would have loved to see him DP again.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, you can't...
And a great option there from Christian. Calling
Again,
out that fireball.
Very active play in this game. Like, there are so many opportunities for you to take damage from throwing a fireball that they've done. I mean, it should have been clear from the fact that a lot of characters have V skills that just negate fireballs.
Yep.
They're making a much more concerted effort in this game to make, like, defined spaces for fireballs. So it's not just like, oh, we're more than half screen away from each other.
Fireball.
Fireball.
DP? Oh, no, goes for the low this time. I really like his wheel of
The
options
DP was some psychic bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I do not want to see him go for that ever again.
Just shades of Daigo.
The frame trap. All right. Not sure how I feel about EX Ball in the wild like that, especially when he could just EX Flame. If he was going to spend bar to do something that wasn't going to hit. Yeah, and there we see, like, I would really like to see Christian stop doing sweep into V-trigger activation, especially because, like, he was in a not terrible situation as it was, and now he's used up half of his V-trigger with no, like, benefit. That all went away. Nice.
Good air there.
He gave, if he was still in V-trigger, he could have EX stomped over that fireball and it would have worked.
The psychic.
Nice DP.
Nice throw.
Match round for match point for Whitegun.
This matchup has been really interesting to see how Clim is sort of adapting to the fireball game in different and interesting ways. A lot of absorbing, but mixing up whether he reflects or not, and also using those EX options in V-trigger to get around it.
Well, like I said, like, it's active in the sense that it's not always in Bison's best interest to reflect the ball, but it is as soon as you're comfortable with it. Finally spaced so that you can do that crouch medium punch, but the EX Flame, honestly, that would have been an option where you could have also just done a quick to the ground Devil's Reverse. And that's something that, like, I'm not seeing out of either Clim's Bison's pressure or in Captain Ginyu's Bison pressure, but you saw it a lot from, like, TA Moons and other Bison players during Winter Brawl X. Gets the Psycho Axe into it.
Oh, he had super and opted not to go for it. Oh
my God.
And the wake up super. You got to pull it out every once in a while.
Okay, so, like, I can't disrespect that too heavily because Bison's not that much, but Bison's super does so much chip damage.
Yeah.
Like, it does like a fireball's worth of chip damage. And one of the things that you can do is you can block string. If you can get them to block the flame, then you can get like a 65, 70 damage chip string, which does more than most medium buttons. So there we see, like, that was a
counter hit, too.
That was a bad time to reflect the fireball. He did the reflect, and that was poorly spaced. Unfortunately for Whitegun, he only did the Tatsu and had opportunities for more damage. I'm really not certain why Whitegun is going for as many jump-in Tatsus when he could just be going in jump-in roundhouse.
Unfortunate trade there. Catches him.
Nice.
Oh, an unfortunate whiff there. Oh.
Scissors, V-trigger. Yup. Oh, he could have got EX scissors, but it's over anyway. He could have got EX scissors and got a knockdown off of that. You don't even have to cancel them into each other. It's just they juggle.
So Whitegun a little bit DP happy in that round, but I'd like to see him leverage the expectation he's created now.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can see that as like part of some sort of conditioning this last round. That time he needed
spacing. Yeah,
yeah, that time the
range.
spacing demanded it. I would also really like to see him DP the Psycho Axe because like you can totally DP it.
Yeah.
And it's just something that like we don't want Christian to be able.
A great jump back option.
You don't want to show Christian that he can go for it every time. He's getting a little too predictable with that jumps. Nice Psycho Axe.
Just too insistent.
Flame, trigger. Oh no! Oh my god.
Okay,
I really want to see Clim tighten up his confirms from V-Trigger because he's putting a lot of damage on the
Unfortunate
table.
lack of range there for Punish. Great block. That DP has really been the name of the game. Does he go for it? Gets the throw. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a fantastic set. Both players really working their wheel of options.
All right. Regular start. Gonna reflect it this time. How do I know these things? Psycho Axe. This is where I really like to see him just disrespect that just one time.
Yeah. Just giving him, just feeding him that V meter.
See, the thing is at full range, you can't get that jump, and you can get that dash if you block it. Right there.
Textbook.
Like, it's what makes this matchup way more interesting. Because the other thing, too, is it's like, it's obviously not in the Ryu's best interest to do that. See, you see, like, watch his meter the next time Bison swallows a fireball. He gets nicely done. Stomp. Right beside him. Ryu's not having any of that shit. That was a really, really unfortunate event.
Is that going to be it? Nope. Not quite, but that will do it.
Now it's done.
Christian takes it in a very, very good set.
That was close, though. I think there was just a little bit too much respect for Psycho Axe off the back throw, and a little bit of like trying to get in with Air Tatsu a little too much. Left some damage on the table doing that.
All right, is that my stick? Okay, cool.
All right, WTK Basics leaving the building. What time is it?
Alrighty. I actually have
It's not super late right now. It's 6:19, 6:20.
Nope. So. Yeah, we're good. So as far as the bracket is concerned,
I see LushyLushy. I see Noodle. That International Women's Day one was funny, but the Thanksgiving one was just like fucking weird. It was a good movie. I liked it too.
So Gootecks is now playing.
Who likes Gootecks?
Yo, Gootecks versus Lushy? No, I like Lushy. I don't intelligently like Lushy, but I got $3 in change if anybody wants to bet with me.
Yeah. So we're still on the leisure side.
I don't even know if Lushy's gonna win this, but just like he's my friend, and
I
gotta have my boy.
All right, so if you've been tuned in for a while, you've seen both of these players. Gootecks mainly sticking with his Armika, and LushyLushy playing that Chun-Li. A very good Chun-Li, really fundamental space.
Pretty good Chun-Li.
Sort of got that execution on lock, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do here.
Sort of got that execution on lock, but as we identified in his match versus Air, we're a little concerned about the spacing of a lot of his buttons, which is unfortunate because that feels like kind of a responsibility of a Chun-Li player. Is you got to know your ranges.
Are gonna hit, yeah.
And you're super powerful when you do. Like, character's easily one of the best as soon as you know what your ranges are.
Another thing that's really great about this game in this early stage is that, you know, most people can agree that Chun-Li is near the top, if not the best. But
real good.
After that, you've got so many people from so many different characters insisting that their character is the best, and that's really awesome to see. You get a lot of inspired, confident gameplay, a lot of grime.
There's
And it's just really interesting to see.
A lot of characters, especially with the V-trigger system, they get access to such burst damage. And like overall, like with some notable exceptions of like Fang or whatever, like damage is really high. And like if you're Nikali or if you're Ryu or if you're Bison, like your damage is high, but everyone's still pretty consistently able to put her down.
There was some concern in the earlier betas that damage wouldn't be as high because the scaling is actually well, it prorates faster than it did in Street Fighter 4, but just because of the options and the damage on normals and specials, it ends up with a lot more damage for characters in general.
Also because just a lot of the time, combos are starting at mediums rather than jabs.
Yeah.
So already we see LushyLushy demonstrating his level of execution.
Alrighty. No anti-air there. So Chun.
All right. Beautiful. A little too hesitant to do the lightning legs after the last medium kick was sailed over. This is
check.
Excellent textbook. Well
Great
done.
neutral jump. And that is almost going to take it. Ooh, goes for the meaty
Not
back
bad,
fierce,
not bad, but all it's
unfortunately
going to
gets hit
take is
out.
a single jab.
I like to see him stay calm. That's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, Lushy can be calm.
Yep.
This
there
is
you
beautiful.
go.
This is beautiful. And already we see that there's a different level going on with the way that Mika's trying to position herself. Mika always has to try and get closer to you. So unlike the match that Lushy was having with Air previously, I don't think Lushy's going to suffer as much from like whiffing a lot of buttons in this situation.
Great throw. He's going to stay and keep
Mika's
that range.
always got
Ooh.
nice.
Anti-air medium punch. An interesting choice.
It's really fast, isn't it?
Yeah. It's 5 frames, I believe.
Okay, well, it's not even that fast compared to Chun's other buttons.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and
I think
gotta
that was
be an
supposed to be
execution
EX, but honestly, you were going to get punished for it either way because he was blocking. You may as well have not spent the butter.
Oh, no. EX likes is safe. Oh, no, not EX bird kick. I'm thinking of EX lightning.
Yeah, I'm talking about bird kick. Sorry. Legs was misleading. I apologize. I'm referring to EX bird kick. Can you imagine if EX bird kick was safe?
Yeah, it'd be pretty nasty.
Then anyone who's like trying to argue that Chun-Li isn't overpowered by saying she has no wake up.
Oh, an interesting wake-up option there. The down forward roundhouse.
There was a juggle there, wasn't
Calls
there?
out the neutral jump. I know he was out of V-trigger already.
All right, nice.
But there you
Nice.
go.
Game 1 goes to Lushy.
Low forward super, and you can
With
hear
the
the hometown
super.
support.
Yo, good Lushy
There
have
you
got
go.
good Lushy have got top 8 at Cannes Winter Clash.
I believe. It really goes to show how strong Vancouver is. I feel like there are a bunch of players here that could reach that upper level with enough dedication. LushyLushy being one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is more just like we lack the density to have weeklies the size of Wednesday night fights, and like you got to imagine how valuable that is for Ricky and Snake Eyes, and I mean even Gootecks and like Christitarian. Like the fact that there's consistently very high level competition that brings in high numbers every week. If Vancouver had stuff like that, I think we've got like some good players who would become amazing players.
Oh yeah.
I have never seen
The
Gootecks play birdie
surprise
before.
counter pick on his last legs in the tournament and goes for the birdie. How do you feel?
I've heard rumblings that Birdie Chun is like the closest thing Chun has to a unfavorable matchup.
Really?
But I've never seen Gootecks play birdie. I don't know what he's got. I don't know what his stuff is.
So one thing I learned about Birdie the other day is that when he's in V-trigger, he can eat donuts to prolong
to extend
it.
the meter, yeah.
I did not know that, and I'd like to see more birdies make use of that, because that's grimy, really. If your opponent's going to be scared of you while you're in V-trigger, just keep being in V-trigger.
Yeah, he gets access to like some very exciting increased
Ooh, and
mobility.
punishes on the
Beautiful.
can.
That's like 50 frames, so I'm really glad to see no respect for it. If he used the EX for Kikoken in the corner, there was a combo there for him. They've changed sides.
Walking his way out of the corner.
This is a very passive birdie play right now, and if you saw that set that Daigo ran with Crusher online, you can see that like Birdie does not need to be passive. Birdie should be a bully.
That fierce.
I don't think Gootecks is really leveraging like the strength of this character
Oh.
if he's not using the buttons.
The gimmicks.
Gets vacuumed into spinning bird kick.
Oh, the walk-up throw.
Absolute fearlessness.
Oh,
from
no
Lushy.
light kick there.
You haven't earned any fear from me yet. there's no point for Chun to be scared of Birdie until Birdie's proven that he's scary. No anti-air. There we go.
An unfortunate amount of damage. He might have been able to end it there with a little bit more meter.
All right. Oh, not going to kill, but this is unfavorable.
Oh, and just gets him with a meaty crouch jab.
All right.
That round was looking like all Jeff, but
yeah, no, this
Birdie
is...
really turned it around.
I'm not seeing a confident Birdie. I'm wondering, like, if, like, as Gootecks starts to acclimate to the character, if we're going to see even more...
Great damage on that jump
Beautiful
in.
confirm.
Great use of that armor.
Doesn't quite know the strengths to use for various situations.
Oh, what a great delay on that crouch jab. Getting the counter hit, netting some good damage, and getting his corner situation going. Good neutral jump.
Good call out. Shame that he pressed the roundhouse just a little too late. Yeah, you can get a low off of that because that flame pillar is active for a number of frames, but only hits above him. Beautiful EX spinning bird.
Oh.
All right, this is going to be hard to punish. No,
but a sweep takes it. One more round. You can hear the crowd really rallying behind Jeff.
Whoa. Someone in the audience, unnamed members of the audience, are getting a little rowdy.
Real vitriolic.
We love Gootecks here. It's all good.
Oh, unfortunate spacing on that EX hop
no,
grab.
like I said, he doesn't seem... And, like, a part of that's when you just switch to this in the middle of a tournament. I don't think he's played Birdie once during this tournament.
Yeah.
Is like, nah, there are some finicky elements. That was a good jump out.
Good jump, but unfortunately too far for the first hit of Crouch Fierce. Great reaction.
Right now, Lushy is not respecting any of Gootecks' throw opportunities, and Gootecks needs to read that really hard for some damage.
Good confirm. What's Gootecks got to do here?
Well, he's got to stop getting hit, and this is bad. He's probably just going to get thrown for the game to be over.
Oh, and the shimmy.
It's done.
And Vancouver sends Gootecks home to SoCal.
Like, I think it was the problem that we were addressing, or the problem that we were talking about earlier that Lushy was showing in the Fight versus Air, where Lushy just like didn't know where he wanted to be on screen, and he was always like too close for the things that he wanted, or too far away for the things that he wanted. Same thing here with Birdie. Like a lot of those command grab opportunities, you saw Lushy was crouching, he was frozen, they would have hit, but he was too scared of.
Neutral jump roundhouse.
He was using the wrong strength. Sorry. Yeah. He was using the wrong strength and he was sailing over. And, like, that's not too scared. He wasn't in the zone enough. Also, like, there weren't enough stand medium kick. Like, there wasn't enough challenging Chun in that range. And I think that's part of why, like, Birdie can play this matchup is because he can challenge Chun at that range. Not as successfully, not for the same amount of damage as Chun can get, not for the same opportunities as Chun can get.
But you have to challenge.
But just enough to say, like, no,
run over you.
Sit down.
Sit down.
I need you to calm down.
I am really looking forward to the shop so I can get my Chun-Li police person costume. Because that is by far the best costume.
$40,000 fight dollars.
Is it? That's worth it.
That's
worth every fight money.
Half a goddamn character. That's $4. That's $4. The worst thing they've done now is add an exchange rate to like fight money to real money, so that when you win a game, you can now go, I have won the equivalent of 5 cents. Earn your nickels, kids. When they were saying like everything in the game is going to be earnable with fight money, I hope everyone now stops and realizes that winning a game gets you a nickel.
Yep.
And characters are $10. So, like...
That's the grind.
That's why I did all the story modes and doing all survival with every character, and I've got, like, almost 400,000 fight dollars. But if you thought you were only going to be able to do that by playing ranked, you can't. So here we have Clim versus Noodle. I think Noodle has this.
We'll see. I'm not sure if they've played each other in tournament before. But yeah, by all means, Noodle should have the matchup experience in spades.
So I don't know if Vega really has much that he can disrespect the back throw Psycho Axe, just because he doesn't have any invincible reversals.
Ooh, and a great jump in there, beating what looked like Crouch Fierce. I wonder if the difference in playstyles between Captain Ginyu and Clim is going to throw him off at all.
Not a really great punish on that. Oh, Fierce, or medium only combos on counter hit. Gets the Gets the EX stomp. Keeps him in the corner. Nice
Great throw there, and really
that was one
making
dash
waves.
too many.
Oh,
Beautiful. V-trigger for Vega has like 9 frame startup.
and no invincibility.
It's not a
whatsoever.
reversal. It's not a reversal.
This just in, an
No,
important.
we're not supposed to say that.
Okay.
We've been handed a secret message from top brass, and we are to keep it confidential.
So let's get back to this match. Some good
I
chip
do
damage
appreciate
there.
that Clim is watching his toes and not falling for that silly Vega trap. Nice Devil's Reverse.
Ooh.
Beautiful crush counter. Never tech. Just let Bison have you on wake up. Beautiful.
Takes the super.
Gonna get the super.
Getting
This
the
is
damage while he can.
gonna get the damage. He's in the life lead, but with
like
the
to
meter
see-
and V trigger that Bison has, as long as Christian doesn't throw it away by doing like sweep into something, all right.
Oh God, the anime
Already.
starts.
No, already we're seeing, and this is, I don't know how I feel about nice stomp.
Oh,
Nice. The first hit of that
Tries
still
to
does
challenge.
good damage.
Yeah, a lot of damage.
And I'm like, I think that Noodle was feeling the pressure from like his last game against Captain Ginyu because Clim didn't know what he wanted in V-Trigger. Like, he was dashing all over the place. And the fact is that every time Bison uses a special, he takes off a pretty significant chunk of the duration. So like, he doesn't get it for very long.
Yeah.
When you go into V-Trigger, you gotta have a plan. You
Yeah.
gotta know what you want to do. And that's why I really want to see Clim stop sweeping into V-Trigger.
So I'm looking for some adaptations here from Noodle. He had a few words with Captain Ginyu. So hopefully he's gained like some sort of insight as to where he needs to challenge more. One thing that I did appreciate from him is that after he got that super and he got the life lead in that last round, he put the pressure on. He kept in there because he didn't want to let really Clim have any space. Unfortunately, he just got pushed out and then Clim had V-Trigger and that's how the round went.
Nice,
Looks like
nice.
he's probably going for a command grab there.
All
Great
right.
tick throw.
All right. See, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't have minded if he backed off a little bit, because like, there's definitely a maximum range where there's not a lot of Bison can do except full screen head stomp. And truthfully, I don't know what Vega's answer to full screen head stomp is. So he just tried to press a button there on Psycho Axe. I'm not sure if he thought it was Psycho Axe or Shadow Axe.
Unfortunately, puts himself in the corner. And that's going to be the round.
That's gonna be the round. That felt like a round that he didn't need to lose. Like, he gave that one away a bit. All right, dash up throw, gets the corner positioning that he wants. So you see how he like steps backwards a little bit.
Yep.
So I'm not, you are under no obligations as Bison to dash up and pressure them from like right beside them on their wake up.
Good tech. Scary tech, though. That could have been the game.
Yeah, well, off of a dash, like, if he dashes at you and then does stand roundhouse, there's enough of a frame gap there that you can throw him out of that.
Yeah.
So it's really when he's, like, approaching you in neutral, and that's part of why I think that, like, the dash forward mix-up is of somewhat limited utility. You're really only looking for jabs.
Oh, great stun. Good patience there from Nate, and he takes that around, keeping himself alive.
And the problem with, like, in the dash mix-up that Bison has, at least when he's not a V-Trigger, is if the only thing that's scary about it is jabs, is that OS throw tech that exists now, well, has existed for quite a while.
It is quite tough to do.
It's quite tough to do, but, like, getting that means you're going to deny Bison a lot of the strength of him dashing at you at all. V-Trigger's a slightly different story, though, because of just how invincible it is. But, like, right there,
Yep.
he could have got him with a quick jab.
They would probably opt for a stand light kick in that situation, I imagine. Good
Can
throw.
you OS stand light kick with throw?
I think so.
Then, yeah, that would have also been an even better... Actually, Vega stand light kick might be one of the better options for him if he's going to do the throw OS. All right, good jump, Fierce.
Fishing for that chip. Look at that chip.
Get that chip.
Oh, neutral jumps and avoids the head
Nice,
stomp entirely.
nice.
Good punish on the ground. Noodle staying alive.
If he had pressed any button, his hurt box would have been extended enough for that EX stomp to hit him. So I don't even know if it was intentional, but the neutral jump nothing was
Good adaptation.
what?
Perhaps some good adaptation. Perhaps some information from Captain Ginyu?
Possibly.
Looks like Nate's really
All right.
found his spot on screen, sort of holding this mid-range,
And
knowing that he can
this is what
counter
I
poke
mean. It's like
effectively.
after he did the super, like there is a range where Vega can stay, where Bison lacks certain tools.
Another one! Oh! The disrespect!
That was beautiful.
Just taps him with the toe and sends him flying. Oh, are we gonna see Noodles?
Oh golly,
Oh,
Bison with noodles on his
oh
head.
please.
Well, Vega with noodles. Honestly, either way, if noodles
Just-
happen,
I
that
want
would be
actually.
exciting.
It'd be great if Vega got Noodles on his head because he would have to fight the last round with
No,
Noodles.
no, I don't think he stays with that, does
I
he?
think it does.
Yo, Vega,
It just happens so
I
rarely.
need you to go to the other side
Yeah, I
of the
need you to
screen.
jump over him and then get rocked.
All right, nice.
My desire for Noodles trumps my desire for a nice match right now. Oh, guys, wrong side of the screen.
No, no, this is good. This is good.
All right. Fortunately, it
All
seems
right,
like
some pretty basic pressure stuff going on right now. Typical back and forth exchange.
that's
nice
what I like
tick
to
throw.
see. Oh no!
Bison players all have to learn their tick throws.
Yes.
Same thing with Fang players. Like characters whose damage in some capacity relies on people furiously teching.
Great
Nice.
use. It's gonna be still fairly good damage even after the jab scaling.
This
But it
is
puts
a
him in
really
a
strong
very favorable
position.
situation.
And nice.
Oh,
does it
and
again. Such a beautiful like example from just conditioning on the other side, where it's like you remember the last round that they threw you 5 times in a row, and so now you clam up and you're looking for the tech, and now the overhead comes in the second one.
And a really good example of adaptation from Nate there. That first game was looking real rough.
Yeah, no, I wonder how much of that was Ginyu, and I wonder how much of that was just calming down.
All right, so Nate is going to continue his run in the gauntlet, going up against Lushy now.
Going up against Lushy. LushyLushy, who just sent Gootecks home, right?
Yep. And a body bag. Trying to counterpick with Birdie.
Well, didn't send Gootecks home. Gootecks is still right over there.
Yeah, but metaphorically speaking.
Metaphorically speaking.
Wouldn't that be really funny? You eliminate someone from a tournament and you're like, you have to
Like,
leave
you have
now.
to leave now.
Like now.
That would be a very hype grand finals, because it'd just be 2 people. 2 people in a dark room playing video games. Like,
So we got a tiny little bit of downtime. Thanks again for everyone for tuning in. We just got some button checks going on, and we're getting pretty deep into our bracket now.
yeah,
this is,
we must be in top 4.
yeah, this is
So-
top 4. Yeah.
Top 4 losers.
So interesting.
So this is losers semifinals then.
Yes, the winner of this will face the loser of Air
Kevin
versus
versus
Captain Ginyu.
Oh,
Interestingly, our top 4 is a 2-2 split for people
I-
from Vancouver and people from the island.
I want Kevin to win real bad.
Uh-huh.
I'm always happy when Kevin wins.
Yeah.
Except against me.
He's really been putting in the work, so it will be good to see if he can make it happen.
That was the unfortunate part of him being in my bracket. It was like, oh, he's my second round. Okay, cool.
You gotta be confident. You gotta get in there.
Well, the worst part is we were playing casuals earlier, and he was just like mauling me the whole time. And it was like, brackets up. It's like,
Alrighty.
but yes, no, you're right.
So no surprises in character choice now. We've got Vega versus Chun-Li.
Yeah, this deep, I honestly wasn't expecting to see the birdie pick from Gootecks earlier. Like, this deep in the bracket, I'd expect that everyone is only coming in with what they consider their 100%.
For sure.
All right, shout outs to Underground Arena with the bear that the fence goes up to protect the bear from you.
It's amazing. Yeah, he's spectating. Yo, bear would be hyped for side bets. Imagine just a 12-foot tall grizzly bear in the pit. Who likes Gootecks?
Who likes the bear? All right. Some beautiful spacing from Nate. Less over from LushyLushy.
Slugfest. Great neutral jump. Unfortunately, doesn't convert. No anti-air.
All right.
You know, I've noticed more often than not that Jeff really doesn't seem to favor the light kick.
Yeah, I don't know. He's in the Laura mindset still. He's just not
he's got to get
anti-airing.
used to mashing that, because interestingly, even with characters that can alter their jump trajectory, so like, you know, your Cammy or Nikali, you can press light kick and then just mash it again if they dive kick and it'll still win. It's real dirty.
Nice V-trigger. Lushy getting a little too predictable.
Oh!
Nice. There's super. I think that's going to kill.
Really sniffed out the overhead there. And of course it does
Yeah,
kill.
Vega making that face.
Ooh.
Oh. All right. So, there right before that, there was a really, really nice V-trigger from Noodle, though. LushyLushy's got to be careful with throwing fireballs.
And so, I don't know if it's widely known, but these two have played a lot, online in particular. I know they run a lot of sets, so they are probably used to each other. I don't know. Jeff made the switch to Chun-Li fairly recently, so maybe not in that regard, but they are very familiar with each other as players. Nate working on a great situation.
All
Good
right.
air to air.
Lushy goes on the offensive to get rid of some of that stun. He's got to be really careful with these fireballs. Noodle has shown that he is fully prepared to
counter them.
V-trigger through them.
An unfortunate.
I would have been
weird
very
option
upset
for that
had that
super.
hit. Oh, I'm sure Lushy wanted super from that. Nice. Be patient.
Gets him out of dodge, moves him away from the corner as well.
All right. Oh.
And just a
all right.
well-placed fierce.
Well, he still has the juice for next round.
Yeah, that is important.
And I'm glad he remained patient and didn't spend it, but it definitely looked like he was fishing pretty hard.
Yeah, so interestingly, a lot of times when Chun-Li gets that V-skill set up, either off a throw or off EX legs, it's often not meaty enough. They're expecting you to stand there and block. You can actually jump and hit them air to air, but then again, on the call out, they can just air throw you. So it's an interesting wheel of options. It's not quite that she gets a mix-up for free, but there is some conditioning that has to happen.
Right now, I feel, though, that, like, there's stand light kick.
Yep.
I feel that Lushy's having
Oh
a nice.
my god! Put
That's
that
not
rose
invincible.
away.
Put it back in your
She
pocket.
is spoken for. She is a strong, independent woman.
Who's she
Does not
spoken
need
for?
your advantage.
She's only married to Kung Fu.
And police work. Oh, just back fierce. Some more. Do it
Nice.
again.
No, just keep getting these double hit normals. Just keep
Fortunately,
building
misses
that
the
gray
confirm on
life.
the overhead.
Grind the clock a little bit. I really don't feel that Chun-Li's mode shift should be a 2-bar V-trigger. That seems a bit much.
No, it's perfect. And a crush counter roundhouse.
All right,
solid first game.
First game goes to LushyLushy.
Some interesting options on both ends, but you see that unfortunate sort of, kind of the bane of Vega. I mean, Vega's an excellent character, but if there's anything that's sort of lacking with him is that his V-trigger is kind of lackluster.
Yeah,
In
there are a
terms
lot
of
of
it, like a-
weird interactions.
Yeah, including the infamous I
must
must go
go to
now.
space.
Yeah. But yeah, it often feels like it should punish things that it doesn't quite punish.
I feel like his V reversal, like, people need to leverage a lot more than they're doing.
Yeah, there is
Like,
that video by Donkey showing sort of a lot of otherwise safe moves that Vega can punish if you V reversals, which is a really interesting video. If you're a Vega player, I recommend you check it out.
And it's like the damage that you get off of a V reversal punish, just like the number, it's going to be a jump in combo.
Yeah.
And then the damage that you get psychologically by
Yes.
just showing someone like, no, you don't get to.
You thought that was safe? No, that's not safe.
Dog, that's not safe. I think that's way more important than what Vegas currently use it for, which is just like kind of like an anti-zoning tool to tack on like 180 damage.
Yeah.
And it's like, all you're really doing at that point is stopping someone from throwing as many fireballs.
Another thing is that if you have super, you can sort of parlay that anti-zoning quality into a lot of damage because you can super afterwards.
Oh.
Fortunate drop on the combo there.
Yeah, as I was saying off stream, there's like a weird timing that you have to do with all of Vega's EX wall dive stuff where there's like
Oh, great.
nice.
Jump back. Baiting the overhead. Is that a punish?
That's a punish. Beautiful.
That's a real good punish.
Somebody,
That's beautiful
I
to
think
see.
Clim just yelled out super earlier. So
Because that is -7 or -8 or so, and Chun-Li super is very fast.
Chun-Li super is very fast and it goes very far.
Yep. It goes farther than it looks like it goes, and it is projectile invincible.
Goes
the
farther than
entire
it has
way.
any right to go.
Ooh.
Nice. Really just only gets to advance forward a little bit with that. That's unsafe.
Goes for the gimmick.
No, I think he just like autopiloted that punish.
Oh, unfortunate that jab whiffs.
Nice. All right, we're seeing.
Oh, great dash under to keep the corner. And
Nice
great
bait,
call
nice
out.
bait.
It's 1-1.
Honestly,
We're taking this to the last game. Some
I-
really good sets here.
yeah,
Nice back and forth.
Some really long sets. This is taking a bit longer than anticipated.
Uh-huh.
Fortunately, they've already done like a really good job of like breaking down most of the venue, so hopefully the people who have to leave at the end of the night aren't going to be here too late. Nice. Yet another beautiful interaction where it's like fireballs more than just a very linear, this is the space where you do it or this is the space where you don't.
Good anti-air there. I noticed Jeff hasn't been as sort of liberal with the use of instant air legs in this matchup. I see him trying it now. I think he just remembered that he can do it.
Vega doesn't really have a lot of answers to it.
And you also see him foregoing the
Nice.
charge spinning bird kick VMB. I think he's just want to relying on like 100% damage on this point. Just smart.
Good. Noodle's pretty good at taking advantage of like the moment right after a scramble.
Oh, good air to air there. Some great meaty pressure. So one thing that's real tasty to do with Chun is if you get a confirm in V-trigger, just... Oh, standing HK stuffs instant air legs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
JoJo Star for that information. That said, I don't know that Nate has proven... Oh, and that's going to take the round.
Well done, well done.
I don't know that Nate has shown that he has that option or that answer to instant air legs. So I'd like to see Jeff sort of use that until it's sort of shown to him that it's not a good option.
Yeah, there's entirely too much respect for Chun-Li's approach.
Ooh, great stuff
Could
there.
have got a juggle with a little bit more presence of mind. All right. Calls out the
this is
throw.
gonna be a lot of damage.
Opts to get the life lead early. He can build meter for the rest of the round, I guess. All right, went in for a little bit of pressure on wake up, but now is otherwise pretty content
Good
to.
sweep.
Yeah, there's the sweep that you can get.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not a wake up option. I'm really worried that I feel Nate is kind of tunnel visioning a
punish.
little bit on the application of the V trigger, and he's trying to use it for situations where it's just like not useful. A little bit of gray life there leads to the kill off a throw.
You saw an idea there. After blocking that quarter circle back light punch move from Vega, I believe one of the versions of Chun's legs will punish because it is only 5-frame startup or something. I know EX will for sure, but it's
Yeah,
interesting
hard
to see him
kick's
try
got that step forward. Is that still 5 frames or is that longer?
I think it's a little bit longer, but it still might be
All
fast
right.
enough to punish.
There was
Great
a
anti-air.
nice call out with stand roundhouse.
So Jeff is now put in the position of battling back early on. Oh, just whiffs
All right,
through that.
uses the lack of block stun and just that one moment of indecision.
Oh,
Nice. All right, good.
insistence. Oh,
Nice.
Great.
Beautiful.
Great
Hurt
counter
boxes
poke.
are still big, even though he's got a big meaty claw.
Yeah, it seems
Oh,
in general in this
beautiful.
game, and like people have dug around and found out that hitboxes seem to linger. I mean, hurt boxes seem to linger a little bit more as moves are tracked to sort of encourage whiff punishing. And you
That
can
wasn't
see
even
it
whip
in some,
punishing. That
in
was
some
like
weird,
stuff the button before it shows up.
Yeah. Oh,
Chun-Li-
opts not to go for the super. Oh, drops his combo.
All right, just don't get hit with the overhead.
Oh,
Lushy, don't get too Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, great use of that wall jump there to sort of like throw off the expectation of the anti-air.
Beautiful. Nice, nice, and it's done.
And a
Lushy
beautiful
goes
jump
home.
back.
Noodle stays on. It's going to be Air versus Captain Ginyu
It
in
is
winners finals.
Air versus the island right now.
Yeah, that was a pretty explosive end. So
All right, so then the narrative of this tournament now is can Air defend Vancouver
Air
from
defend
the
Vancouver?
scourge of the island?
the scourge of Victoria.
Those Nanaimo boys.
Oh,
Ooh.
is that Nanaimo?
Yeah, they're not from Nanaimo, but they're from nearby Nanaimo.
Okay.
Or like half an hour
Like
or so
honestly,
away.
every time I think of the island, it's like
It's
just Victoria. I'm just like,
one
there's
big-
just one. It's just one really big city called Victoria.
Sorry if you live on the island, but also not sorry.
So you live on the island, but not Victoria. Why do you live on the island?
Shots fired. Of course, we'd like to thank all our sponsors again for making this possible right before we get into winners finals. Gamester Gear and NCIX for providing some tasty raffle options.
The Vancouver Fantasy League,
Yep,
the virtual fight league, or virtual fantasy league.
I believe so, yeah. Spacecraft, of course, our beautiful venue that we have here. Looking forward to many a monthly here. Tourism Burnaby, Game Deal Video Games.
Axis Games for donating prizes for the anime
Oh,
games.
yes, that was
yeah,
it.
that
Yep.
that tournament was yesterday, but still, thank you very much, Axis Games.
All right, so I think
So-
the button checks have been dispensed with.
Ryu versus Bison.
Classic matchup. So interestingly, we saw this matchup earlier with two different players entirely. It'll be interesting
Yep.
to see how this particular matchup between these players differs.
Well, what do we know about Kevin? We know that he's very unafraid to use V reversal, and I'm not sure.
If Kenny's going to be ready for that?
I'm not.
We'll see.
Well, no. I'm not sure that's going to help him much. He doesn't use Devil's Reverse a lot in pressure, but
Yeah.
he does play
Oh.
pretty smart with his buttons.
Very passive start right now. So I believe that because this is winners finals, this is going to be a 3 out of 5. Ooh, punish that sweep.
And I do
Good
feel that
damage.
Captain Ginyu, is going to get better the longer the set goes.
That is true. He tends to
Beautiful
sort of get a read.
punish on the scissors. There
There
you
you
go.
see
See,
that
once
V
again, we see
reversal.
Kevin totally unafraid to use his V bar.
Yeah, it isn't projectile invincible in this game. Good jump in.
Excellent jump in. Ends it in scissors so that he can keep Ryu standing.
Ooh, a great shimmy there.
Nice crouch medium. Gets his crouch fierce stuffed. Isn't going to go for that.
The anime begins.
All right. Yeah.
Great
Air
answer.
was confidently ready. Which is interesting because that was at a spacing where Bison could have just dashed through the fireball. And that's something that's definitely going to take some practice, but something that I really want to see more Bisons do because, like, obviously his V skill, you absorb the fireball and you build bar, and that's all great. 3.
No, just waits for it.
Oh!
Hits him with the Daigo. Oh, wow, the disrespect. He's going for mental damage here. Don't give him a chance. No,
Yeah,
just mashing that jab.
Mashing the hell
He says,
out of
I
the
know
jab
what you're
button.
going to do, and I am ready for it.
What a combo off of stun.
Yeah.
Jump roundhouse
Throw.
throw.
A little shout out to Benoit there.
No idea what you're talking about.
I noticed you've been trying to curb that habit. Good. Keep on it. All right.
Start of the second round. Already we're seeing Kevin a little bit more active, but not necessarily in a confident way. Like, I'm not certain what Kevin wants to do. That was a good effort. That was just slightly mistimed. I hope that doesn't make him afraid of trying it again in the future.
Ooh, great parry
Nice
there.
parry. Didn't get a lot off of it, but it's just good to remind. Nice.
Great
Gets the
punish.
full Psycho Axe punish. I'm not sure why he went for the throw there.
Ooh, just
Yep,
lets him
fierce
know.
V trigger. Nice.
Strange trade there. Puts himself in the corner, but dashes out
Yep,
very quickly.
Dashes out. Bison
Didn't-
and V trigger's like never really in the corner. Goes for the plus. Yes.
gets the
Hits the
throw.
throw. Devil's Reverse, like, its true strength is not in that it is a cross-up. Its true strength in that it is plus on block.
Yep.
All right. Tries to go for the scissors there, which is really weird because that is not a great option against Ryu at that range. No version of scissors is invincible. Just picking up some beautiful just scattered damage here and there from air.
Oh, tried to stuff an anti-air there.
Nice with the fierce.
So air's really sort of got all the initiative here.
Back throw. Not going to throw him super far.
Oh, yeah.
Went
he
for
was
the parry.
Looking for the
he was
Psycho
looking
Axe.
for Psycho Axe. Ryu, one of the characters that doesn't have to respect Psycho Axe nearly as much. Gets the juggle.
Good air to air.
And
Looks
we've
like he
seen,
threw a
we've
fireball
seen
there.
air really favor.
Oh,
Nice.
baits the throw.
Gets the
Up,
knockdown.
suspend it.
See,
Oh,
gets
gets
that
baited.
opportunity. That's why I'm
So
saying, like,
hard.
if he had ended that with EX Stomp, he still wouldn't have killed, and he would have had no pressure.
Uh-huh. So good good to see that Captain Ginyu knows his stuff. He is very prepared.
You sacrifice a little bit of damage when you go for EX Scissors, but you can get into it much more consistently, and it doesn't do like so little damage that it's not worth doing.
Yeah. Ooh,
Beautiful.
great crush counter. A lot of damage. Good positioning here. Almost in the corner.
Nice Devil's Reverse to extend that hitbox. Beautiful whiff punishing. I mean, it's EX Scissors, so it would have been safe either way. I'm not sure he was...
Ooh, whiffs his roundhouse there. Just a little bit late on the meaty timing. Unfortunately, puts
You
himself
want to
in
be
the corner.
really careful with head stomp in the corner because
Oh,
even the light strength one can be very problematic. And so here we see
shades
just
of L.I. Joe a lot
very confident.
this week. Everyone just saw that GIF and was like, I gotta try that shit. Ooh,
Beautiful.
Great
That
neutral
is,
jump.
Like, that's a call out. Neutral jump at the start of a round. That was not a combo, so there was a lot of counter hit there. I'm worried
Good
that we're
DP.
seeing kind of a
think he tried to
general
dash
lack
through
of.
there.
I think he tried to dash through it, or at the very last minute V-skill it.
Ooh,
Beautiful.
Good parry.
Deer bisons everywhere. Stop frickin' doing
So
that.
interestingly, you haven't seen Captain Ginyu try to absorb many fireballs at all, and that's
No,
kind
he
of
absorbed like one or two right at the beginning of the set, but he hasn't done a lot.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of that is like he's really expecting Ryu to do jumps, and a big part of that I think is just because of like the caliber of player that Air comes off as a lot of the time. Is I've not seen him throw a fireball where he would be comfortably in a position where if Bison did the counter fireball, it would hit. And so there's also some psychological factors at work here because there's a lot of whipped throws happening. And Ginyu keeps trying to EX Scissors to get through fireball. And that
does not
just
work in this
does
game.
not work in this version.
A little bit too far.
Beautiful. Beautiful parry.
Shoutouts to Forwood. Ooh, just solid pressure series there. Keeps him in the
And
corner.
this is what's beautiful about Ryu as a character is it's like if he sniffs out what your pressure is, he can blow up your pressure super hard. So you can't commit to like even if you're like, oh well, I'll space my scissors kicks correctly and they won't be punishable. It's like no, Ryu can make them punishable, but if he reads them.
Ooh,
beautiful.
Catches him pressing buttons. Not a true punisher there after the parry, but just thought he was going to go for something.
Well, medium punch is a pretty good string for pressure on Ryu's end. So
Probably capitalizing on the expectation that there would be a throw, because
There
that's
you go.
generally what most Ryus tend to
went
do.
for the V skill absorb, threw the fireball back. There's the disrespect on the back throw Psycho Axe, and a well timed Devil's Reverse to not have to deal with. I thought that would have killed. We're seeing Kevin out of ideas right now, and like honestly, he's just got to be a lot more honest about getting in and stop
tap, tap.
relying on sweep so hard. All right, so that's 3-1. Kevin is going to be sent into losers finals against Nate for the run back.
Kenny's happy now that he's winning.
Kenny, I'm not impressed.
Nah.
Why didn't you parry the third hit of scissors? Yeah, why didn't you parry the third? Why didn't you parry the third hit? Though?
All right,
Gotta
so
give
now
Kenny
we
a
have
little
the
bit of shit,
unfortunate
but
run back.
those were some good parries.
So
Some-
Noodle and Captain Ginyu had to play each other earlier. They are
Yeah.
training partners, and now they've got the run back again here in losers bracket. So Captain Ginyu got the better of him last time.
Kevin was pretty comfortable in that last set. And here we're going to see, you know, first to 3. So there's the possibility that some adaptations are going to be made. And I definitely think that Noodle's been playing well. We're going to have to kick you out of the venue, sir. You don't know this man anymore.
Alrighty.
I definitely think Noodle has been playing better, but I still think that with Clim, like it was just like it's a different Bison. I don't think that set really is going to have prepared him that much. For this one.
So once again, if you're watching, thank you for tuning in. We're towards the end of our tournament now.
This is Losers Finals right now. So
Captain Ginyu is fighting for that run back. He's the M Bison player, and we have Nate, aka Noodle, who's mostly been running Vega in this tournament, I think exclusively, and he's looking to make it to Grand Finals.
Both of these players from Vancouver or Victoria Island or Vancouver Island.
Yeah, Vancouver Island. They're not from Victoria.
Not from Victoria. They're from somewhere.
They're not from here.
Here we go.
So,
who do you like?
So, keeping this match going, some good air-to-air options there from Noodle.
Yep. Some beautiful air-to-air. That comes with a degree of matchup knowledge because these two players play each other all the time. Tried to slide under that, it looked like.
It looked like.
Interesting interaction nonetheless. Yeah, Bison trying to go for the jump back medium punch. He really doesn't have a lot of options to like confidently deal with that because his crouch spear punch goes so far in front of him. It doesn't go like directly above him, so you can't commit to it too early, or Vega can just go to the other side.
Looking for that V-trigger anti-air there. Unfortunately missed it, but gets the command grab to take the first round. Looks like maybe there was some adaptation on Noodle's part. He's been thinking about it.
Yeah, we saw him win a lot of challenges in the air. All right, establishes, nice.
Good throw.
Yeah, just gets you a little insecure. Yep, way too early, or way too late for that juggle. Psycho Axe, no. If you do the Psycho Axe too late, it pops them up into the air.
Yeah, so you gotta be quick on that.
You gotta be pretty tight on your timing.
Fortunately, does not get the stun there, but he's still in a comfortable position.
Tries to go for the jump back medium punch, but messes that anti-air up.
Oh, stuffs EX something.
Probably EX scissors.
Oh, he's getting too antsy. But
nice.
Gets a good air-to-air there.
I'm really curious about how often we've seen Captain Ginyu go for EX scissors. Like, I feel like that's not a really great use of the meter.
Good neutral jump there. It's a challenge.
He must be just like so afraid of like the punish options, which is weird because you can obviously space it to be like less of a problem.
An errant jump there, puts himself in the corner. Great air-to-air option there.
Yeah, Noodle very good at just keeping Bison in the corner. That he must have wanted the crouching one. Yeah. That must be a little bit shaking to.
And that will
clearly want one option. Bison pops his pecs so hard in this win pose. Like,
it's like, in case you didn't notice,
like
I am ripped.
He's got like the loosest coat from the waist down,
yeah, exactly.
but tighter than imaginable from the chest up.
He's got an agenda.
Just imagine him talking to his tailor. All right, Psycho Axe? No Psycho Axe. All right, interesting sweep. Nice. Gets the back throw. What's the pressure?
Decides opt to go for Psycho Axe.
I mean, I think he's got to the point where he feels that Noodle's conditioned that he's going to be blocking on wake up, and like Psycho Axe, like if you're blocking on wake up, it doesn't get you that much more than just dashing up and doing something. But off back throw, if you just dash up, they can disrespect it super easily. Yeah. So you got to make them block first, and that's something that Psycho Axe is really good for. So I actually really like Ginyu like mixing it up a lot more.
It looks like Noodle's getting a little bit over eager there. Lost that game on a slide.
Yeah, I don't know. That like some weird jumps happening just now. Here we go. Not gonna happen 4 times. that has a deceptively large hitbox because it travels a fixed distance and then it explodes, and the explosion is larger than that fireball looks. So that's sort of what happened in that situation right there.
Oh,
beautiful
great
air
throw.
throw.
That's the first time we've seen him go to that option. I wonder if it doesn't beat out Bison's other EX options.
Well, I think part of it is like,
Ooh,
it
that's
doesn't
a lot of
matter if
damage.
Bison goes one way or the other because you'll always jump so that you're facing him, and so you throw. And
All right, so Noodle sitting on a lot of resources here. If he gets a solid hit, we might do the hit confirm to super just to take the life lead early. It's something he's want to do.
nice.
Ooh,
Oh,
well-placed neutral jump.
All right.
Ooh,
Gets
that's a
the
lot of
counter hit
damage.
combo. Target combo only combos on counter hit. Otherwise, it's meant to just serve as a frame
it
trap.
actually combos if you hit the last frame.
Oh, right, if you hit the last frame.
Which is like hard to orchestrate, but technically possible.
Nice.
Ooh, gets him with the throw.
Catches him blocking.
Ooh, just
It-
catches
this is- it's
him,
a-
not blocking.
Beautiful. It's a powerful option that I definitely want to see like people explore a little more against characters without the invincible reversal.
Yeah.
Especially because like when you do 2 hits in the EX version of his wall dive is like much better to use like by itself. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
a waste of meter if you don't get anything off of it.
But
But
it is in claw off mode very plus if you block it.
yeah, so he gets like opportunities that he never got in 4. Nice.
So keeping it competitive.
Noodle doing a very good job right now of keeping the pace of the match. Bad V reversal. I'm not sure I would ever advocate for just like straight up V reversaling off of Vegas cross-ups because it's such little hit stun that like all they can really follow up with it is a light or a throw, and a throw is going to blow up your V reversal. And a light is like
They're going to be able to block in time.
yeah, and now he's back out. Like I don't know if this is like really in his best interest to have gotten Vega all the way to the corner and then pull out EX head stomp in such a sort of telegraphed way that he knew he was going to block it. All right, gets out. We're seeing a very passive Ginyu right now. Not punishing that target combo, and we've seen Noodle in this set previously punish that target combo. So
Pretty convincingly, yeah.
I think he's a little shaken at the moment. It's been a long day for everybody.
Yeah. At this point, if you're this deep in the bracket, you are working on like some serious mental exhaustion. Considering how back and forth these sets have been in general, you got to imagine they're feeling it by now.
All right, gets the throw. That's what
So
I mean. That's
is-
what I mean.
Is the startup of Vega's V reversal unthrowable?
I don't know.
If that's the case, then that's like an interesting distinction from pretty much the rest of the cast, because you don't have that option to bait it. I mean, obviously, if you think it's coming, you can wait, but a lot of times people will just sort of jab and then try and throw, which maybe that's not an option against
I don't know if Vegas is throw invincible. Like, I think that might still work in the corner. There was someone in the stream chat who appeared to know a lot about Vegas options, though, so if they can chime in on that, that'd be appreciated.
Yep.
All right, gets the back throw, Psycho Axe, and crush counter Psycho Axe. Someone was being very naughty.
Yep.
There is no reason for you
Were
to press
you pressing
buttons.
buttons today?
Yeah, it's like
Stop that.
Professor Bison. Did you remember to block on Wake Up, Timmy? No. You've got to sit in the crush counter corner now.
Yep.
Especially with
Alrighty.
that little health. Like, the thing with Bison is like
Look
he doesn't.
at the ratio of wins over all these matches.
This is
It's a true back and forth.
true back and forth. This whole set.
Ooh, we are going to character select.
I think it's just gonna take a second to.
I can't imagine a character switch, although he does have a Dulcim on deck.
He does have a Dulcim,
But I don't know. I imagine he's tried that in this matchup previously, and maybe it didn't go as well as he wanted it to.
Yeah, no, I feel like
Yeah.
if there was a counter picking bone in Nate's body, he would have right at the beginning gone
Yeah.
for it.
Oh, Nate confirmed with LushyLushy now. Feels
Honestly,
like he can get
I
some
would just
information.
really like to see him do more of the mid-range stuff that he's been doing. Like he was able to tag a lot of damage, and when it's Bison's turn, like we haven't really seen Captain Ginyu earn a lot of damage opportunities. We've seen him convert a lot of damage opportunities, but I wouldn't say that like he's really earned. They've all come at the expense of Nate being like, "Oh, I'll push buttons now." It's like, no, son.
And that's exactly what you don't want to do against Bison.
You know, play your mid game. There are a lot of rounds in that last set.
EX's Zuna is not throw invincible. We were inquiring about
his
V reversal. Because that's the standard sort of bait that you go for if you think they're going to V reversal, is you jab and then you throw them. But I'm wondering if Vegas is throw invincible right from the very start. If so, that's like an interesting distinction that like sort of further characterizes his already unique V skill.
Yeah, here we go. It makes sense.
Yep, there you go. V reversal, airborne frame 1. So it's unthrowable.
Noodle should be playing this matchup barehanded, says
Of
the
course,
stream.
he sticks to Vega, which I like. I don't think the switch would have really serviced him well.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the stream might be onto something. Vega barehanded is
Such a bully.
such a bully, and
Although Claw does have that chip.
Claw has a bunch of chip, and I guess that really depends on like what range does Noodle wanna be
play,
at against Kevin and Bison specifically. And for me, like, I don't know, I'm kind of under the impression that I would like to see him play it from a little bit further away. But if he decides to play close, then yeah, like barehanded would be very, very good.
Yeah.
But like Noodle very, very obviously favors like forward hard punch.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
Good
air
air
throw.
Oh, Captian pressing buttons.
All right.
A quick two-piece to seal up the round. So interesting tidbit about this stage is that the entire staff of Shadaloo Base stops to salute if Bison wins a game. Keep an eye out for it. It's awesome. I would play Bison if you weren't such a...
You don't even
Just,
need to. You don't even need to know how
Ugh.
to use charge to play Bison.
Yeah, but just like on a fundamental level, this is play style. His buttons doesn't jive well.
Like obviously being a charge player would help, but
Yeah.
like pillar is good.
Yep.
All right. All right. There we saw the V reversal through the throw. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, one way.
Oh,
Oh,
whiffs.
way too late. One way or the other, we're seeing Nate play without the claw. And
Ooh, a great jump back. Unfortunately, just out of range
Nice,
for that
nice.
low forward.
neutral
But
jump
a
medium punch.
very
Such a weird looking
Ballsy call out, yeah. Just you almost think like, where's that supposed
That's
to hit?
like
But
some
in that
Pilates.
situation, right there, Vegas taking care of himself. All right.
Yeah, there's some like
Look
deep
at him.
stretches going on there.
Oh, his wind pose is just very uncomfortable for some reason.
His win pose without the mask on.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, that's much better.
It's like when Bruce Willis was dead at the end of Sixth Sense, and
Yeah.
it's just Vega win pose.
Jackson yelling about those 20-year spoilers.
All right,
Already.
nice. Captain Ginyu, please stop doing V reversal so much. All right.
Bison has no wake-up options, and Noodle can pressure and media him a lot more. Yeah, I generally agree.
Bison doesn't have much in the way of wake up.
I was saying earlier that I like that when Noodle did get the lead, in a lot of cases he decided to keep putting on pressure because, you know, the moment you give Bison space and you give him an opportunity to start his pressure, it has a tendency to go downhill. It's like a very slippery slope. Ooh, jabs him
I
out of
also
his
would
V
really like
reversal.
to see Noodle stop using
think his
V-trigger
V-trigger.
as a
wake-up
reversal.
option, yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotten stuffed a good handful of times now.
All right.
Takes it. Captain Ginyu moving on to match point. Noodle's got to dig deep. Can he find it? Yeah, just
No, that's-
very buttonsy.
Nice on the crouch fierce, or the jump fierce.
Noodle showing a little bit more patience now. I like it. Oh.
I think Noodle is just scared of being close to Bison.
And, you know, that might also be a result of just the number of matches these players have played against each other. But, yo, he's not scared right now. He's going in. Tries to preempt something.
In with, like, stand fierce into the canceled low hit. And that's, like, very, very non-committal right beside you pressure.
But, I mean, when Vega has the claw on, that's pretty much his game, is to make them respect that and then mix it up with command grab. Whoop.
Nicely done.
Good jump back. That said, he's not in the best situation here.
Oh,
great
this is
punish.
a great opportunity.
Such a great option. He's got some good pressure going. It crosses up, and he takes the round. We are going to the last round, ladies and gentlemen.
Either player.
The island came to play. Who's going to go up against Air? Oh, that is just the right
hard
crazy.
read.
Oh, jabbing him out. Trying to put Kevin on tilt.
All right. And honest.
Another one. The spirit of L.I. Joe is alive and well in Vancouver. Heading back to this mid-range game. Oh, this is not where you want to be. This is especially not where you want to be now. Can he find that series?
Oh,
that is great V reversal there.
That was
sensing the momentum shifting.
Bit on tilt. Oh, here it is.
This is rough days now. Oh!
That is not a reversal, and the set gets taken.
Yeah, hate to see that kind of thing happen.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
That's really one of the stories in that set is V-trigger, just very booty.
Not a reversal, and honestly,
super booty.
Claw off, you know? The stream might have had a point. Claw off might have been a much different story. We know that Vega's got some excellent close-up buttons.
That school of Graham Wolf. Okay, so while we have this short setup before Grand Finals, if you're just joining us, this is Virtual Battle Royale coming to you live from Burnaby, BC. We have a lot of good players in the house, and we, of course, want to thank our sponsors that made this possible today. First and foremost, we want to thank Spacecraft for allowing us to use their space. It's a really good venue, a large amount of space for all of us to get hype and, you know, get rowdy.
And they had catering this time.
A lot of thanks to them. Gamester Gear and NCIX for providing a lot of the raffle prizes we had here today. Some people cleaned up.
There's a code that you can use, and hopefully it'll come out soon. It's
for Gamester Gear. V-Battles.
Gamester Gear, 25% off, free shipping, V-Battles.
And 25% off is a very substantial increase.
That is a quarter.
Yeah, like, get on that. If you need a headset, I recommend it.
That's the Canadian dollar compensation, 25% off. So,
of course, it looks like we're about to get into this match.
Are we going to Grand Finals right away?
Oh, no. Okay, they're going to have an extended button check.
So,
we'd also like to thank Tourism Burnaby for being a sponsor on this.
Yeah, NCIX.
Great to see them supporting local events. Sort of very proud of the fact that we have this in Burnaby.
Game Deals Video Games out of New West. Axis Games for providing bonuses and prize contributions for the anime. Arcade Time Machine. Not sure what Arcade Time Machine does.
They make custom
arcade machines. That's sick.
There you go.
So if you have a Street Fighter Super Turbo, like CPS 1 board, go talk to them. Yeah.
Once again, thanks to our sponsors. Show them some love. And of course, thanks to all of you for tuning in. We are about to get Grand Finals underway. We have Air going up against Captain Ginyu.
Ryu versus Bison.
The story of Vancouver versus the island. What's going to happen?
We've seen this a couple times. We've seen this one a couple times. So
it'll be interesting to see if Kevin has a counter pick. I mean, I feel he's probably going to stay Bison the whole way, but he has, you know, a litany of other characters to choose from.
He has a litany of other characters, but none such that I feel he would play them confidently against Air.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
He's very good at like deconstructing a player who's not confident in their game plan.
Another worry I have going into this is just that Air's had a lot of games against Captain Ginyu now, and the more games Air gets, the better he becomes in terms of the player matchup. We saw that just 2 days ago at our weekly,
was sick.
Where he got 3-0'd by Gootecks. But that said,
super upset at Captain Ginyu for not getting the full crush counter punish off of that blocked roundhouse. But super props to Air earlier for interrupting Scissors in that pressure string with uppercut. So Air's clearly starting this set with the advantage of being able to go another set if he has to.
Oh, yep. Tries to punish the absorb there.
All right, there we see.
And we're in the V-trigger.
Vancouver
Ooh.
special. Beautiful.
And just catches him, maybe trying to jump back or something. And a first round, Captain Ginyu has to win 2 sets. He is in loser's bracket.
6 games. It's going to be a real uphill struggle for Kevin. And he's got to stop trying to use scissors as a neutral tool the way that he's been using it. Air's been really consistent at sniffing those out. It seems like when Bison is outside of the range that his normal's best operate in, we see Kevin really struggle to figure out, like, how am I supposed to get in? Nice. Oh, no. That was a really good bait, and it just didn't get capitalized on.
Air really battling back that round. Good punish on that fireball.
Right.
Very patient mid-range game.
I'm
for
really
both
glad
players
to
right
see,
now.
like, I feel like in an earlier set, we'd have already seen Kevin scissor kick now.
Yeah.
And again, like, jumping versus Ryu is not a great idea. Scissor kicking against Ryu at full screen, especially the
Not
way
a
that
great
Air's
idea.
dealt with it, it's not been a great idea.
He's shown that he has that parry.
Well, not even the parry. He can just uppercut or he can just neutral jump.
Yep.
Neutral jump roundhouse. Devil's reverse seems to deal with it a little bit, but that was well done. I'd really like to see Kevin pull out.
Ooh, great punish on that fireball.
Nice. Doesn't go for a stomp because he doesn't have the meter to do so. Gets the cross
Ooh.
up. Beautiful.
And just works
Beautiful.
him.
And this is what I like to see out of V-Trigger. This is why, like, I encourage people to not just V-Trigger off of sweep every time. Because if you're looking at it in that sort of, like, narrow way, then you're already, like, giving away a third of your V-Trigger to just trying to establish some sort of momentum after you have V-Trigger. But to confirm into it, to get huge damage off of it, and then to have like half your V-trigger or more left when they're waking up, like that's a much stronger position to be in my mind. And like, sure, that means that Bison's going to have less options to get in when he's outside of his ideal range, especially against Air, where he's very clearly demonstrated that he's got the anti-airs. Yeah, it's gonna be relaxed to get in. You've got to play a really patient game until you get into your space.
Yeah, I'm really impressed on both players at how much they've calmed down in the mid-range. Parries that and stuffs his incoming dash.
On it wasn't even the dash. He tried to go for Psycho Axe afterwards. So like,
just like sort of sniffing out that he was trying to be real active after that. Unfortunately, a lackluster punish there. Ooh,
nice.
A wonderful whiff punish.
Oh,
dashes through. Is he going to spend some more
and
meter?
You can get EX scissors off of basically any of his options. Okay.
Getting a little too antsy here.
Oh.
That was the start of a slide, and
yeah, that was a bad choice. That was a bad decision. You got to be comfortable being outside Bison's range, and you got to be prepared to like not immediately jump to his tools to try and close the distance every time. Nice parry.
Unfortunately, too far for that medium kick to connect.
Because yeah, you look at this range, and that didn't want to be crouch fierce. That wanted to be down forward fierce.
Or at the very least, a crush counter slide so he could push him to the corner.
No, I'm pretty certain that was an execution error, looking for the command normal fierce. Because that range it would have worked, and then you get that and then stand fierce into hard scissors. Even without V-trigger, it's a lot of damage.
Interesting mobility option there from Air, using the Tatsu to get out of the corner. That could have ended up very poorly for him. Good V-reversal there. Wants to keep his range.
All right.
Unfortunately, Captain Ginyu running into a lot of fireballs right now.
And this is...
all right,
nice.
Scissors. In one situation where it works out.
Yeah, scissors crushed
and
the low
jab.
medium. He's using the jump jab for the emergency air-to-air purpose, which has worked out for him so far. That is not how I'd like to see Captain Ginyu start these rounds with.
Yeah, Kenny's been like insistent on that double overhead. He was getting blown up for it on on Friday. I don't want to see him fall into that habit again. It has worked out a couple times, though. Ooh.
Oh, nice
A
use
great
of the
counter
EX
poke.
fireball.
Oh,
And
very
so, like,
patient game.
this is the situation where Bison's going to struggle. The part where he doesn't have the life lead and he's outside of his optimal range.
Good answer for that V reversal.
And free
Throws
throws is going to
again.
take it. And honestly, like, I feel like Air's going to want to keep him in that range, and he's keeping him in that range because he's fishing for the unsafe, crazy things that Kevin is doing to try and get in.
Yep.
And I think Kevin is starting to make a read on that now and just being a lot more relaxed and just being like, okay, I'm over here. I'm not in a hurry to get right beside you. But obviously, this is something that's way more powerful for Bison if he can establish the life lead and then be full screen.
Ooh, that was such a nice parry.
So how are we going to see Kevin adapt to some of these parries, I wonder? That was good. The parry was impressive and all, but it still gave Bison the opportunity to dash forward once, and this time he had the presence of
And
mind
there's the neutral
not
jump.
to go for the Psycho
Step the
Axe.
scissor kicks.
I'm pretty certain that target combo is actually just not safe on block, isn't it?
I'm actually not sure. Overhead is punishable from Ryu. On block, Bison can LK into scissors, V-trigger into bullshit.
All right. A lot of the overheads are punishable on block, and I think
Yeah.
that that's something that people just... That was
That
a
could've
beautiful
been-
visual confirm opportunity. But yeah, no, honestly, I really liked it when Kevin, he got the fireball, he threw it back, and Ryu parried the 2 hits. And, like, you need 12 parries to fill up a V-stock. Like, don't be worried about...
Him parrying. As
Don't be
long
worried
as it's
about
not gonna,
parry.
You're not going to get punished.
Nice. All right, not a super confident punish from Air, but still a very confident parry. Nice uppercut. Very nice V reversal,
Keep
blow up the
positioning.
fireball. A lot of V,
Right back at
a lot
him.
of V bar has been just burned. Nice with all that gray life was a really great throw opportunity.
Oh, just calls out the throw super hard. Is shimmying.
Oh my God.
And it worked
wanted
out,
to-
but
I
I
wanted
didn't
to
want it to
stop
work out.
working.
Yeah.
Okay, smartly goes for
Oh,
nice
and he knows that's
punish. Doesn't go for the fancy punish because Bison has no health left. So here we are in the final game, potentially final game.
Captain Ginyu's got to dig
We'll
deep.
see if Captain Ginyu's got to dig
He's
deep.
got to find the stuff.
Establish the life lead early. Use your anti-fireball to get him to stay still for a little bit. Like, don't expect to do a ton of damage with him. And he likes to parry. Yeah, no,
Yep.
dash forward when he does that. You're not going to get anything else, but, like, what are you trying to do right now? You're trying to get out of the range where you have no power into the range where you have some power, and you're trying to do it without using Devil's Reverse because he has uppercut.
Ooh,
All
just
right.
really working that expectation at the throw. Managing
Nice.
to catch him a lot.
All right, hard kick scissors is pretty safe on block, but it's still not plus.
Oh.
Decent presence of mind on the first ball, but
But
don't
too
get
insistent.
cute. Don't get
Yeah,
cute
yeah.
with that. Not with that amount of health.
And now Kenny is on match point.
Kenny's on match point, but has no resources entering this fight. I think Kevin's also going to have to get closer than Psycho Axe range to start getting like some sort of counter game started because it's become very clear. Nice.
Oh, great
rush
call
counter.
out. Ryu is -2 after dash forward after throw. He can press jab and get counter hit, but he never does. Interesting to know. I believe it might not be universal, but it seems like for most of the casts, after a forward throw, you're not quite at advantage. You're just a little bit minus. You're safe, but oftentimes characters can insist on their own jabs and sort of convert that into momentum for their favor. That
All right,
said,
so here we see the life lead. Here we see what are you? Oh my God.
Kevin,
Oh my God. Why are
that
we
doesn't
spending
bode well.
these
He might take
resources?
this. He might take this
So,
round,
like-
but I'm not liking.
The challenge of Oh my god.
Any hit into super will do it.
Oh! Tries to jump out at the last second, knowing too late what's going to happen. But this is a textbook.
Oh my god. That was filthy. The latest DP in Street Fighter V history.
You gotta chill
you go.
when you get the life lead. You gotta chill.
Just an uneasy. Like I was saying there, even if he took the round, I really didn't like how he took the round, and I don't think it bode well for rounds going forward.
EX head stomp.
Yeah, well, like
Full screen.
Kevin, tighten that shit
Head
up.
stomp. Don't do that, kid.
Well, there you have it. Our very first Street Fighter V.
Very strong. Whoa
in the
there.
books.
Very strong comeback from Air though. So shout outs to that. Shout outs to that DP. Like he just controlled that last round.
Yep.
He was from a position of.
And that's really a testament to sort of Kenny's adaptation and how well he takes stock of the opponent's habits. You saw in those last few rounds how well he was calling out the throw tech from Kevin. A lot of shimmy jabs, a lot of even sweeps.
We're too far from the mic.
Oh yeah,
You gotta.
definitely. All right, so now we're just following around Kenny as he revels in his
Now
win.
we've got Kenny's victory cam. Kenny looks really pissed despite having just won.
Yeah. I think they're just discussing how the pot will be divvied up, and it's based on the number of entrants.
So Kenny's like, no, there should be first
So
place should take
they're just
70%.
checking how much money he gets to take home. He Shang Tsun's us all, throws a tournament, ends up winning.
Yeah, well,
generally
at
the
least he's
story
not
of
going to use
Vancouver.
this as an excuse to destroy Earthrealm. So,
Yeah, exactly.
But oh my god,
Alrighty.
man, you know what the fighting game community just like collectively needs is
Mm-hmm.
just like post-match interviews,
Yeah.
so that I can hold a mic up to Kevin and be like, Kevin, you had the life lead.
Why did you
Why did you throw it
Devil's
away?
Reverse?
Why did you take all that life you had
Uh-huh.
and you just put it over there? You just built a hole, you dug a hole, and you just buried it all in there.
Cover me up. So as we wind down here, we've been thanking our sponsors all night, but of course, we can't thank them enough. It's been a
Thank
great
you, all
day.
of you.
Thank you, all sponsors. They're up on screen right now, right
This has
below
been-
us. You can check
And,
them out.
and above us.
Show them some love, even a tweet to say I really enjoyed the event. Thanks for helping it
It's
out.
been really fun to be here, though. So,
of course-
as important as watching this tournament is coming out to this tournament.
I have to give a shout out to the team that put this together. Thanks to Kenny, Long, Bill, who are really doing a lot of the legwork on the production. Thanks to the staff here at Spacecraft who are helping us.
Oh, here they're announcing.
Oh, we've got some.
So, fifth
There you
place
go.
with medals.
That is some real hockey quality medal.
Captain Ginyu in second place.
A respectable finish.
Or is. Yeah, hold him up. Well done. It's just, there's Jeff Wu, otherwise known as LushyLushy.
You see a lot of hometown
Look.
cheering.
Nah, everybody chill out. That DP was really good.
That DP was on point.
That DP was champion.
Of course, the jeering isn't just. I mean, we appreciate what Eric does for us, what he does for the scene. I mean, he was the best player here today. He takes the money home.
Yeah, I know, but like, he had to come back from a no life clearly to win that. You know what Bison should have not done?
EX
I
head
had
stomp.
the life lead, full screen EX head stomp. Like, I'm in this position where Ryu's got to put in some work to get near me, or
I can go in.
I can go in. Really unintelligently. Yeah, wow, so it's done.
Okay, so I think it often goes unsaid. So it often goes without saying, stream, that I'd also like to extend a huge thanks to our streamer, Jackson, who has been here the entire day and the entirety of yesterday working selflessly. That's Jackson. He runs Canadian Joysticks. Check him out, CanadianJoysticks.com. They're on Twitch. They are also on Twitter. hit him up. Let him know if you enjoy the stream today. It's all on the back of Jackson's hard work. So I'd like to thank him for making this possible, for allowing us on the mic to blab and blither on about Street Fighter. So that's one for the books. Hopefully you join us for the next one. By all means, tune into our weeklies. They happen... The next one will be on Friday, but then going forward, they'll be on Saturday. If you are in the Vancouver area, by all means, come out. Maybe you're new to the scene. Maybe you're just picking up Street Fighter V for the first time. Trust me, there's nothing like being here in person. It's such a good atmosphere, such a good community, and people are always willing to help. I know it's intimidating, but please, come out. Come and play. We want you. And by all means, tune into our next monthly. But until then, I'll see you later. My name is Quincy. I'm on Twitter at Quinn_SEE. Quincy, give me a follow. Shout it out. Let me know if you liked our commentary. My co-commentator who's already peaced out, his name's Benoit. We had a really fun time. But we're going to sign off now. See you later. Have a good night.
Round 1. Fight!